At first, focus feels like something you control. You decide what to think about, what to ignore, and where to place your attention. But here's the question. When does that control begin to disappear? Focus feels controlled until it isn't. The change is gradual. A thought appears and stays longer than expected. A memory returns without effort. Something small captures more attention than it should. It is not intense, but it is persistent. Small signals hold attention longer. Now your focus begins to shift on its own. Not randomly, but toward the same source. You may try to move your attention somewhere else, but it returns. Again and again. Focus starts returning automatically. This happens because the mind prioritizes what has been repeatedly activated. What appears often becomes easier to access. What is unfinished stays active. Over time, this changes how attention is distributed. The mind favors what repeats. Your focus narrows, not because you chose to concentrate, but because one source keeps pulling attention back. Other things lose priority, not because they are less important, but because they are less activated. Attention becomes selective without choice. You are still aware of where your attention is, but awareness is not control. You notice it returning, but you are not deciding it. That difference is small but critical. Awareness does not equal control. At this point, focus is no longer stable. It moves on its own and stays where it is repeatedly pulled. You may try to redirect it, but it does not hold elsewhere for long. Focus stops following intention. So return to the question, why do you lose control of focus? Because repeated activation changes what your mind prioritizes. And once your focus is no longer directed by decision, it becomes easier to influence without you noticing. In the next lesson, we move further. What happens when your state begins to react to it? What repeats takes priority.